The in-depth research of colour properties, characteristics and costs allow me to choose a quality timber which passed my design parameter test. The frame of the table and drawers were constructed from locally sourced Tasmanian oak and maple. The Skittles and ball were turned from an old Jarrah door frame, the contrasting colour adding emphasis to the Skittles. In keeping with this sustainable approach, recycled timber from the workshop scrap bin was used for inlays on the side of drawers and the leg caps, bringing additional contrast with the frame. My experiments and tests worked well, ensuring the best selection of materials and resources, producing a distinct and attractive outcome. My project brings together a wide range of design and constructive skills to create a unique piece that offers a number of practical functions. This came with multiple challenges in the logistics and functioning of the table. The in-depth statement of intent allowed me to be clear on my objectives throughout the project. This was critical to keep the end product focused, but also in maintaining direction during the multiple COVID-19 generated disruptions to teaching and workshop access. The only information I was provided with was the measurements of the Skittles, ball and the game base from my inspiration in the UK. Although I was given these measurements, I had to manipulate them to suit my design. As there weren't any replicas or exact existing ideas of what I wanted to achieve, I completed an idea generation. Sketches enable me to brain dump ideas on paper, visualizing what my project may look like and how I will construct it. Constructing a plywood model, then developing it into a CAD model helped to physically visualize my project, as well as make any adjustments necessary, such as the movement of drawers, which is demonstrated through the changes in my models. I am so happy with my end project and amazed that I managed to build everything I strived out to do. When I was completing my design parameter test, realizing all of them passed, I was over the moon with the quality and functionality of my project. The ball and Skittles are my favourite part of the project, as I love the fact I was able to turn them myself. Through completing various sketches, I came up with the idea of having 3 separate tabletops. Each tabletop has complementing inlays that allow the Skittles table to become a feature piece of furniture when the game isn't in use. The tabletops each have a distinguishing alternate side fitting in with my design parameters as a pub games table. One tabletop was designed to have 2 drink places, as it fitted in with my design parameters, as it's common to be drinking whilst playing games in a pub. The other tabletop has a cribbage board. The cribbage board is versatile as it can act as a scoring board for the Skittles game, or you can play the common pub game cribbage, hence the pack of cards in the cupboard. Traditionally, matches were used as the pins for cribbage, so I wanted to stick with the tradition, and the red of the match contrasted well with the timber and felt. The largest and central tabletop has a sunken chessboard on the underside. I wanted to keep the English pub theme going, so I used a laser cutter to make the squares Union Jacks. The metal on the sides were placed as the largest tabletop showed signs of cupping, which is explored in the problem section of the folio. I wanted to expand my skills to metalworks to overcome this problem. This metal now acts as a feature, as each chess piece has a high-strength neodymium magnet set in the base. When a chess piece is taken, it will magnetically stay on the metal strips. This method will be effective in bars as they are usually crowded and chess pieces can be easily knocked off and lost. I love how the chess pieces have a simplistic design, which further represents a pub game. I believe a more intricate design would not reflect the statement of intent. I recycled the timber from the workshop scrap bin. The size and shape of the chess pieces allowed for easy storage in the drawers. The drawer handle being handcrafted exemplifies the uniqueness and character of my project. The pole of my project was bought. I wanted to turn it myself, but this was unreliable as the pole had to be an even thickness and perfectly straight. If I had more time, I would have loved to attempt turning my own pole. For ease of storage, in design parameters, I wanted the pole to be stored within the table. However, it had to be long enough to play the game. I used a screw mechanism so the pole can be long enough to play the game and be disassembled for storage. It was challenging to ensure the thread and holes were in the center of the pole to achieve a straight rod. COVID impacted my time management and my construction process. I brought my table home during the Term 2 holidays as we were not allowed in the school workshop to work on it. This resulted in restricting further design possibilities, like the largest tabletop having a game on each face. The major construction flaw which resulted from COVID was where the largest tabletop will go when the Skittles is being played. It was in the stages of planning once the lockdown was enforced, so I had to dismiss this idea because of the lack of machinery at home and the inability to access the workshop. I could have also researched a place for my table to be sprayed to ensure an even and higher quality finish. During COVID-19, I do believe that I adapted well and utilised the tools available at home. I am fortunate enough to have access to a few useful tools at home which allow me to construct the pole mechanism as well as attaching the ball to the chain. My project represents various skills. Although I desired to restrict my project to be handcrafted timber skills, I had to overcome and adapt to a new range of skills, such as metalworks and the use of fittings. I had to cut, shape, spray paint, and drill through metal. I had to drill accurate holes to screw in metal fittings. I had cut and constructed various joints, such as the mortise and tenon, twin mortise and tenon, housing, biscuit. I also efficiently hand and machine sanded and finished my project.